How's it going, everybody? This is Sketch Monkey here with a brand new video for you. It's time to get some sketching done, but I want to update you on the Sketch Academy and how's it going and what's going to be included if you decide to join. So we're going to talk about, these are some sketches that will be in the Academy. We're going to talk about, of course, marker sketching. It's going to be mainly, I would say 95% focused on analog sketching. Might put in some shading for digital sketching such as Photoshop with a tablet and stuff like that, if that's something that you want. But mainly focus on analog sketching because that's basically what I love to do. So that's the most fun to teach as well. We're gonna talk about some different kinds of shading using ellipsoids. So here we have the section lines, and we have a few tricks that I'm not gonna mention right now, but to make it look more depth, have some more depth to it, and using very few markers just to get some cool shading effects. Same with the car here, so we use kind of the same techniques that we had used on this one, and then we transferred that over to a car. And this, guys, this is one of my favorite sections of the class. It's about proportions. This is something that I had a big problem with a few years ago when I was sketching cars. I would sketch cars, I would look at other people's sketches, and they would look fantastic, and mine just looked like kind of like toy cars or like model cars for some reason, and I couldn't figure out what it was that was the problem with it. But of course it always comes down to proportions. Whenever your sketches look off, it's always about the proportions, and you need to get that right before you go into detail. So that's what we're gonna talk about in the class as well. And we have some kittens right here that are, I don't know, they just ate, so they shouldn't be hungry, but they're on my desk right now, so I gotta take them down. Hey, come here, little friend. There you go. They're climbing up my legs and onto the desk. Hey, what do you want? What do you want? Maybe they just want to say hi, so let's do that. Come here. You want to say hello? Hey! Hey! What? There we go. So this is about proportions again. We're gonna do a truck, van, front engine sports car. This, of course, is a Mustang and a mid-engine sports car. And I'm gonna show you the simplest way to get the proportions right in literally 30 seconds for each of these type of vehicles. So that's gonna be awesome. And then we have, of course, my cloud sketching technique. So we're gonna use what we did in the previous lesson and then transfer that into perspective, do in two different techniques. So we want to do, one is the cloud sketching technique, and the other one is very similar to the side view technique that I'm gonna show you in the Academy as well. We are going to go into texturing. So this is my practice sheet right here. We did some wood stuff and some highlighting and cool things, figuring out what kind of markers I wanted to use. But this right here is kind of a demo of 4 different materials. So we have matte, kind of a matte surface, more of a metal surface, and then we have high gloss surface, wood, and finally rubber, and kind of what goes in each of these materials and what's specific for them and how to get them right pretty much every single time. And I like to use the ellipsoid shape because you have roundness, and you can also have some contrast in the reflections when you're using that. So that's an update on the Academy, and of course it's going to be personal feedback on your sketches. That's, I would say, the most important thing in the Sketch Academy is to give you weekly feedback on your sketches. So I'm gonna figure out a way where you can upload your sketches and we go over them together and see how maybe we can improve them and kind of give you feedback on your work. But for now, we're gonna jump in to some warm-up doodles because I feel like I need to sketch something today. It just makes me feel better. This is not marker paper. This is the regular, let's see what it's called. This one, if anybody wonders what it is. And all of these materials and pens and tools that I'm using can be found in the description below if you want to go check them out. So what should we sketch? I think car sketching is obviously the most fun, I would say, for me, and I guess that's what I get most questions on. So we can do maybe one or two sketches in perspective, maybe a side view or something like that. Let's see what we come up with. So as you know, I like to start with my favorite kind of shape, which is an ellipse. And I'm sorry about the meowing in the background. I know they're not hungry, they probably just want to come up and cuddle up here, but I can't really do that right now when I'm sketching. So they're gonna have to wait until I'm done. We can make this is an interesting thing to think about. When you do this, where you start, this A-pillar here, that's gonna determine if it's a front engine or a mid or rear engine car, because the further ahead you start this, if for example, if you're sketching a Lambo, you want to start it pretty much as far ahead as possible and then dip it sooner than if you have a front engine car. That's obviously because you need some engine space. You need a space for the engine to sit, and that determines where the A-pillar goes. So that's kind of important to think about. So right now we're going to do something in the middle of front and rear mounted engines, so something like that. Maybe it's an electric car, so we just have a electric platform at the back. So that's gonna kind of an excuse to sketch whatever you want, is to say that it's an electric car. You can get away with pretty much anything. But as I said, this is just warm up, so I'm not sure how crazy I'm gonna go with these things. Might come up with some cool graphics and stuff on the side here. I like to go back to car sketching whenever I warm up, because cars, they're not that easy to sketch when you think about it. They're kind of complicated shapes. And if you start with that, if you start with complicated shapes, that means that everything you're sketching after this is going to be very easy. So start with the hard things, get that done, and then when you move on to like coffee machines or whatever, then it's gonna be super easy to get everything right, because you already did your car sketching perspective, correct? You can put out the wheel on the far side there as well. This looks like an SUV coupe, so I think we're gonna go with something like that. So we're gonna raise the ride height to kind of the middle of the wheels. By that I mean this height right here. This ride height, this base line right here, is gonna determine what kind of car you're sketching. If you wanna go low, I would probably put it down here, but that means that we all of a sudden have a sports car because it sits so low. So I kind of want to change that to something higher for this sketch. And we have this line going here that was actually by accident, but I think we can use that to maybe create some cool graphics in the side of this car. I don't know if that's a cool graphic, but it's definitely a graphic there. So now that we put that out, we kind of have to fix it or do something with it. Let's make round taillights for this classic. Just put them out like this. There we go, and I have a center line here. And that's going to... And now our dog Jules is gonna go crazy because Lindsay's friend is knocking on the door. So it's just gonna bark for a minute or two. It's a zoo in here, but I love it. I'm not gonna say I don't like it. I love it. We're saving animals here. That's what we do. So from here, what we can do is just add some more features and definition to all the parts. I hope you can hear me. All the parts that we have. So just wanna define the shape of whatever it is we're sketching. So we have all these guidelines out. We have the baseline, we have the sideline, So I'm gonna add some line shading to this. There we go. And also I'm gonna add the design of the wheels. Make some diamond shape of this. Looks pretty cool. Something in the front as well. I think we have a decent warm-up sketch here. And as you know, I like to start with an ellipse. Sometimes I like to start with boxes and just put boxes in perspective and kind of build up shapes like that, and I'm going to talk about that in the Sketch Academy as well. Just how to use very basic shapes to get perspective and stuff like proportions specifically right. Turned out to be quite a generic sketch. Can add some diffusers down here. Just add it in perspective as well. We can have like, let's see, let's do 3. Something like that. very not a lot of design goes into these diffusers down here, I guess. Can make an exhaust at the end right here. All right, so let's make a let's see if we can make a let's see if we can take this sketch and put it in side view somehow. So what we got to do then is just think about all the features that goes in this car. If we were to look at it in side view, what would that look like? So I would say that the A-pillar starts pretty early. I might actually go in and do these wheels, define them more, but it's so boring to watch, so I'm probably gonna speed that up because it's just going slowly, adding some line weight to this. It's gonna take a while to do that, so I'm probably just gonna speed that up later on. Right now I just want to jump into the side view. So the ride height is kind of high on this thing, but I think I have the proportions out already. So I'm gonna put the ride height somewhere like that. Then we have this going, and we have the A-pillar. It's kind of like a coupe shape, but the A-pillar starts early because, as I said, it's an electric car, so it's all good. The roof line is still low though, so we have it's like a BMW X6 or something like that. The weird Mercedes that looks like a bug that I don't like at all. I can't remember. GL, I can't remember the name. I think you know what I'm talking about. It looks like basically like an X6, but even uglier. So I guess I'm sketching a segment that I don't like at all, which is interesting. Then we have this graphic on the side, which goes something like that. Kinda don't really have anything to do with this bottom part. I kinda wanna extend it down here somewhere to make this line have a purpose of some sort, graphically, and not just end in the middle of this line right here, if that makes sense. Let's see how the window goes, the greenhouse. Dip it like that? Sure, why not? Cut it like that, like an old V8 Vantage. And then we have some black detail in the back of the glass right there. And we have round taillights, which goes probably somewhere there, I would say. Let's put out the diffusers as well. And let's connect these, the baseline like this. Make a ground effect And I think we got our car. This line right here looks very weird because I should have thought about how this line connects with this bottom section here. This is probably going to be a different material if this car were to ever, you know, conceptualize or whatever. But you know, it's just warm-up sketches, and I just wanted to get some sketching done, and especially I wanted to get a video up just to let you know that you know, I haven't gone anywhere. I'm actually working on new videos all the time, but just to give you an update on what's going on, so you know. We can also add the graphics on these things back here. It looks like maybe this should go down like that. And now we come to the fun part. That was sarcastic, which is the wheels, of course, which is gonna take a long time to sketch, probably longer than anything I've sketched so far. So I'm gonna speed that up, I guess. Just add some final touches to this. Cool looking little morning doodle like this. Put the diamonds out. And that's about it. So from here, we're gonna speed it up. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel, big welcome to you. I hope you enjoyed this kind of sketching videos. I'm trying to get people to just sketch more, because honestly, I think making a sketch a day, or just picking up the pen, like we do it as kids, but then when we grow up, we just kind of forget about how therapeutic and relaxing it is to just pick up the pen and sketch something. So try it out, even if you haven't done it in 30-40 years. Pick up a pen and don't have any expectations on your sketching. Just have fun with it and sketch whatever you want. Doesn't have to be cars, just do whatever. So if you're new to the channel, if you like this kind of videos, consider subscribing. That really means a lot to me, trying to grow this channel. And if you're already subscribed, that means that you are pretty much very awesome, and I appreciate your subscription. That means a lot. And I will see you next time. Now let's boost this sketch and speed up the video, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in the Sketch Academy, you can go on the wait list. I'm gonna link it below. You can go and sign up there, and you're gonna get a early bird discount when the Academy goes live in about a week, so you still have some time. And I'm also gonna send you 3 sketching videos when you sign up. That's about it. I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.